Pag-usapan naman natin ang reinforced concrete beam. So, simulan muna natin sa analysis of singly reinforced concrete beam. Bakit nga ba natin tinawag na singly reinforced concrete beam? Una muna, kung babalikan natin yung ating discussion, ganito ang ating approach sa ating beam. Sabi natin, halimbawa, meron tayong simply supported beam, and then if there's a load applied at the top, then yung ating beam ay magde-deflect. So once na nag-deflect yung ating beam, yung ating concrete section or yung ating beam section ay makaka-experience ng compression at the top and then tension sa bottom. Ngayon, ang concrete kasi natin, lagi natin tatandaan na yung concrete is strong in compression but weak in tension. So, ito ay matagal na tinuturo sa atin. So, para mas maintindihan natin, dahil nga ang concrete ay weak in tension, so kailangan nating i-reinforce siya. So, to reinforce din, naglalagay tayo ng bakal. So, halimbawa, ito yung beam cross-section. Sabi nga natin, sa bottom part ay under tension. Kung ito ang pagbabasehan nating deflection. So, therefore, we need to put reinforcement dito sa ilalim. So, ito talaga yung principle ng ating reinforced concrete beam. So, initially, we don't need to put a reinforcement sa compression. Kasi nga, yung concrete natin ay already strong in the compression. Pero pagdating sa tension, hindi talaga kaya concrete na magdala ng tension. That's why, lalagyan natin ng reinforcement. Ang ilalagay natin ng reinforcement ay yung mga rebar. So, ganyan yung ating design ng ating reinforced concrete beam. For now, discuss muna natin yung pagiging single lang muna. Sa tension lang tayo maglalagay ng reinforcement. So, tension side, ang merong reinforcement. So, halimbawa, ito yung ating concrete beam section. So, tingnan natin ano yung mangyayari sa beam natin. Yan. Una muna, ito yung tinatawag natin ang crack section. Initially, meron tayong width ng ating beam, yung B. And then D is the effective depth of your beam section. And then yung AS naman is the area of your reinforcement. So, yung AS natin, we're just assuming or we just represent it into a single circle. So, isang circle lang muna. Kumbaga, halimbawa, 5 yung bakal na ginamit mo, we can represent it into one single figure. Kasi pare-pareho lang naman yung location nila based from the depth of their position. So, kung base sa compression side, pababa, puro ang distance lang naman nila ay D. Yung tinatawag nga natin effective depth of your tension reinforcement. So, sa analysis natin ng reinforced concrete beam, hinahayaan natin na mag-fail yung ating concrete sa tension. O mangyayari, mababasag yung concrete. So pag nabasag yung concrete natin, kasi nga weak in tension, so ganito na yung mangyayari. So magiging crack section na. So itong portion na to sa baba, basag na yan. Kumbaga, wala nang tibay yung concrete at the bottom. So, therefore, on this side, ito yung tension side natin. Kaya yung neutral axis is somewhere here at the middle of your beam section. Pero hindi yan saktong gitna ha. Hindi na yan katulad nung homogeneous material na rectangle. Sa gitna yung kanyang neutral axis. No. Kasi nga, we are involved a reinforcement. So, may bakal na. Kaya hindi natin alam kung saan yung location ng neutral axis natin. But, even though basag na yung concrete natin, nandito pa rin yung ating reinforcement. So, hindi siya mawawala. Let's say, parang floating. Floating lang yung bakal natin. So, ngayon, etong C, that is the depth of your neutral axis from the extreme compression fiber ng ating beam section. Still, yung D or yung distance of your reinforcement from the compression side of the beam ay D pa rin ang effective depth natin. So, ito yung tinatawag nating cross section. So, ngayon, kung titingnan natin yan, ganyan yung itsura ng ating section ngayon. Diba, if you remember, doon sa ating flexural stress ng ating beam, so ganito yung naging stress diagram ng ating beam section. So, instead of uniform triangular stress diagram, ang makikita natin, hindi na ganon. Sa reinforced concrete, based from many studies, ganito ang nakita nila na diagram ng ating stress sa ating beam section. So, sa concrete, this is somewhat like parang rectangular and then biglang nag-curve pababa, papunta sa neutral axis until it becomes zero yung stress natin sa neutral axis. And then that value is equivalent to 0.85 F prime C. Ano ba yung F prime C? That is your compressive strength or yung compressive stress doon sa ating concrete. Then, yung sa ating bakal naman, don't forget even though basag na yung ating concrete, may bakal pa tayo. Kaya meron tayong stress doon sa ating bakal, which is what we call yung Fs natin. Yan ang ating stress diagram. Kaya lang, pag ina-analyze natin yan, halimbawa gusto natin makuha yung moment ng ating beam na kinikerry with that value of stress, so doon sa flexural stress natin, yung principle niya, mahirap. Mahirap kunin yung resultat ng ganitong stress diagram, di ba? So, anong gagawin natin? So, ginawa ng mga engineers, syempre medyo tinatamad sila mag-compute ng ganyan, mag-compute pa ng equation, di ba? So, mahirap. So, ginawa nila ay minodify nila yung stress diagram into simpler form. So, pag-modify nila, ganito na yung magiging itsura niya. So, naging rectangular na yung ating stress diagram. Kaya lang, yung depth nito, initially, yung depth ng ating stress is C, which is the depth of the neutral axis. Ngayon, dito ay kinonvert into A. So, meron tayong conversion na ginawa dito. So, later, di-discuss natin yung conversion nung A saka nung C. But yung stress will be the same, 0.85 F prime C pa rin, and then, para sa bakal ay Fs. Again, yung concrete ay under compression, kaya yung direction niya papunta sa left and then papunta sa right, yung ating Fs. So, ito yung tinatawag nating equivalent stress diagram. Then, ito yung mga notation natin para doon sa mga letters or variables na nakikita natin doon sa ating diagram kanina. Ngayon, ito yung binabanggit ng section 422.2 about the design assumptions for moment and actual strength ng reinforced concrete members. So una, sabi, equilibrium and strain compatibility. So equilibrium, sabi, shall be satisfied at each section. Sabi sa atin, dapat maintain yung equilibrium. Kaya ano ating na-discuss dun sa principle of flexure stress, na sabi sa atin that ganito yung ating stress diagram. Okay? So, ito yung compression, ito yung tension. So, meron siyang equivalent na concentrated load, and tension. And based on the principle, compression must be equal to tension. Yan yung tinatawag equilibrium, no, at each section. So, kailangan magawa natin yan. Ngayon naman, pag-usapan natin yung reinforced concrete. You remember, ito yung equivalent stress diagram ng ating concrete. Napapansin natin that yung stress dito is rectangular. So, therefore, yung equivalent concentrated load niya is nasa gitna. So let's name it as C for compression. Ito naman yung sa tension natin para sa steel. Okay? Again, yung nag-hold ng ating compression ay concrete at yung sa tension naman ay yung steel natin. Ngayon naman, let's compute yung value ng compression force natin dito sa ating concrete. Balikan natin ulit yung principle ng stress na sigma is equivalent to P over A. And yung force P can be computed using sigma times A. So yung stress natin dito sa concrete is 0.85 FC prime. So therefore, yung C natin is equivalent sa 0.85 FC prime. Okay? Then, aside from that, yung area. Balikan natin ating figure. So, ito yung ating stress diagram. And then, kung ipa-plot natin siya papunta dito sa ating concrete section, so yung area kung saan nag-act yung ating concrete compression force is dito with the depth of A. So, yung depth niyan ay A. So, therefore, yung area niya is A times B. So, yung area ay A, B. So, ito yung ating equivalent concentrated load sa ating compression. Ngayon naman, sa tension side naman tayo. So, saan ba nag-act yung Fs natin? So, kung ipoproject natin yung Fs, mapapansin natin na yung area is yung sa steel. Dito tayo mag-focus sa crack section. So, therefore, yung area is As. So, yung Fs natin, siya yung ating stress. So, therefore, yung ating tension is equivalent sa Fs times As. Therefore, ito na yung ating compression at tension. Then, we can perform now yung equilibrium condition. So, sabi nga natin, compression is equivalent to tension. Let's say the equilibrium condition. So, sabi nga natin that C is 0.85 FC prime AB that is equivalent to AS FS. So, ito yung isa sa mga general formula na gagamitin natin when we are analyzing yung ating singly reinforced concrete. Ngayon naman, sa pangalawa, ayon sa section 422.2.1.2, yung strain in concrete and non-pre-stress reinforcement shall be assumed proportional to the distance from neutral axis. Kung sinasabi dito na proportional dapat yung strain ng concrete saka yung reinforcement based from the neutral axis is ganito. Ito yung crack section natin at ito yung strain diagram. So sa concrete, ito yung strain of concrete. And then, habang pababa siya ng pababa sa neutral axis, nagiging zero yung strain. Then, habang papalayo na papalayo ulit, then tumataas naman yung strain doon sa tension side. And, ito yung nagiging strain of your steel. This concept must be applied when we are trying to analyze yung ating beam. Ayun naman sa section 422.2, ito naman ay design assumption for concrete. Sabi dito, yung una, maximum strain at the extreme concrete compression fiber shall be assumed equal to 0.003. So yung nakita natin kanina about sa strain of concrete, ito yung maximum na pwede nating gamitin. Hindi tayo pwedeng sumobra dyan. So ito yung inaalaw lang ng code about sa strain ng ating concrete. Then, aside from that, consider din na yung tensile strength ng concrete shall be neglected. Textural and actual strength calculation. Kumbaga, hindi na natin consider yung strength ng concrete tension. If you remember, di ba, hinayaan natin mag-crack yung ating concrete under tension. That's why, hindi talaga ginagamit yung tensile strength ng concrete. Then another one, the relationship between the concrete compressive stress and strain shall be represented by a rectangular, trapezoidal, parabolic, or other shape that results in prediction of strength in substantial agreement with results of comprehensive test. So yung ginamit natin is rectangular para sa stress ng ating concrete. For the strain is triangular. We are trying to assume that yung ating strain is proportional ng concrete at ng steel natin. Sabi nga ng code kanina, yung strain ng concrete ay maximum of 0.003. Then, para sa strain of steel naman, balikan natin yung principle na modulus of elasticity E. Sabi natin, modulus of elasticity E can be computed using stress over strain. So, to compute yung strain, this is just the quotient of stress over yung T natin o yung modulus of elasticity. So, gawin natin as symbol, yung strain is equivalent to sigma over T. So, gagamitin natin itong principle to find out yung strain ng steel naman natin. Sa steel kasi natin, di ba, let's say para siya isang point lang dito sa at the depth of D ng ating beam. So, therefore, yung magiging strain naman ng steel natin is equivalent sa ano ba yung stress ng steel natin? Remember that is Fs and then divided by E. So let's say this is E for the steel. So ito yung gagamitin natin ngayon para makapag-compute ng iba't pang relationship sa ating beam. So using these two values, yung 0.003 at saka yung strain ng steel na Fs over Es, so we can make a relationship between the two. So, tatandaan natin, diba, ito ay effective depth, D. And then this one, pababa, ito naman ay C, diba? That is the depth of your neutral axis. So, we have two triangles that can make a relationship. So, first is yung sa triangle muna ng sa strain of concrete. So, that is EC over C. And that is also proportional to strain of steel, tension reinforcement divided by D minus C. And if you remember, yung AC natin ay 0.003. And then yung ating ET is Fs over Es divided by D minus C. Alam naman natin that yung modulus of elasticity of steel is equivalent saan? 200,000 megapascal. So this is a constant value of modulus of elasticity of steel. So by substituting more sa ating equation, so we have Fs divided by 200,000 divided by D minus C. So therefore, ito ay magiging 0.003 times D minus C over C, then equivalent to Fs over 200,000. So based from this, we can compute yung ating Fs. Fs natin is equivalent sa 600 times D minus C over C. So this is how we can compute yung ating stress dun sa steel natin. Assuming that we're considering that the maximum strain na dadali ng concrete ay 0.003. Again, ito na yung design assumption natin. Siyempre, pagka nag-design tayo, gusto natin gamitin yung maximum capacity ng ating concrete. Eh, yung capacity ng concrete, di ba, to maintain yung strength niya, so kinoconsider natin na dapat yung strain niya maximum of 0.003. Sa steel, may limit din tayo. So later ay i-discuss natin paano natin gagamitin yung limit of steel. But ang pinaka-importante kasi dito, yung sa concrete, hindi siya pwedeng lumagpas dyan. Kasi pagka lumagpas dyan, may tendency na yung crack ng concrete natin sa compression, lumaki. And it will cause excessive failure dun sa ating concrete. That's why, yan lang yung limitation. So maraming kasing ginawang study to find out ano ba talaga yung maximum strain na kayang dali ng concrete. And then ang lumabas talaga ay 0.003. Ngayon, ito naman yung tinutukoy sa steel reinforcement, yung design properties niya, under section 420. So for non-pre-stressed bars and wires, sabi daw yung stress na tinutukoy dito is yung Fs. If yung Fs daw is below the yield strength of your steel or yung Fy, Fs is less than Fy. So sabi daw, yung gagamitin daw natin is Fs is equivalent sa yung modulus of elasticity of steel times yung strain niya. So, kung natatandaan ninyo, based from the formula natin ng strain ng steel is Fs over Es. So, dyan siya nanggaling. So, yan yung ating formula. So, yung formula na na-formulate natin based from that is yung 600 times D minus C over C. So, yun ang gagamitin natin for Fs. Pero for the strains greater than the corresponding to Fy, so nangyayari kasi pagka ganyan, yung strain natin is greater than sa corresponding value to Fy, or let's say, sa ibang notation, pwede natin sabihin that if Fs is greater than their Fy, so kumbaga, nag-yield na yung ating steel kasi lumagpas na siya sa yield strength eh. So, ang gagamitin natin na value ng Fs ay equivalent sa Fy. Okay? So, itong condition na to, yung sabi natin, ito ay yung Fs less than to Fy, ito ay does not yield condition. And then, yung Fs naman is greater than to Fy, or let's say greater than or equal. Tama na natin equal kasi pagka yung Fs is equal to Fy, yielding pa rin siya. No? So, still yields, na? Still yield. Let's say ito, still does not yield. So, yan yung isa sa mga consideration na kailangan natin gamitin sa design and analysis natin sa reinforced concrete. So, aside from that, isa pa sa mga discussion nitong design properties under section 420, yung modulus of elasticity of steel ay dapat 200,000 megapascal. Ayan naman na naka-indicate sa NSCT. So, in summary, sabihin natin, kapag yung steel natin does not yield, where yung ating Fs less than to your Fy, so yung Fs natin should be computed using this formula. Then, for steel yields, where yung ating Fs is greater than or equal to your Fy, yung Fs natin should be equivalent to Fy. Aside from that, kanina na binanggit natin na equilibrium condition. Equilibrium. So, sa equilibrium condition, yung C natin is equivalent to T. And we know that yung C natin is 0.85 Fc prime AB. And then that is equivalent to AS Fs. Ngayon, pag-usapan naman natin yung capacity naman ng beam. So, mag-a-analyze tayo ng beam. So, balikan natin ulit itong ating equivalent stress diagram. So, sabi natin that your beam, halimbawa, nag-design na tayo ng beam. Meron tayo number of reinforcement, yung strength ng concrete, na-define na natin. But we want to find out, gaano ba katibay yung beam natin? Ano ba yung kaya niyang dalhin? So, sa ganitong condition, no, ang hinahanap natin is yung moment capacity. So, babalikan natin yung flexural stress principles. Diba, pagka meron tayong dalawang forces, meron tayong nakikreate na couple. And then, nakocompute natin yung moment. So, let's say, di ba, meron tayo dito compression C, and then dito ang tension T. Then, yung compression natin dito ay 0.85 Fc prime AB. And then, ito naman ay AS Fs. So, kung capacity ang pinag-uusapan natin, so dapat gamitin natin is yung strength talaga ng concrete, yung capacity. So therefore, ang gagawin natin sa FC prime is the compressive strength of your concrete. And you know already that yung basis nga natin ng ating calculation is based from the strain of your concrete na 0.003. So aside from nasa maximum capacity tayo ng strain ng concrete, nandun din tayo sa maximum capacity ng concrete in terms of compressive strength. So, yung compressive strength natin ay yung FC prime. Sir, paano naman yung Fs? Yung Fs naman, ito ay magbabase ngayon kung siya ay still yield or does not yield. Again, yung nakadepende, yung Fs natin, doon sa mako-compute natin based from the strain ng ating concrete na 0.003. So, dependent ang Fs natin. So, later, mag-example tayo, paano ba natin nasasabi na dependent yung ating Fs? So, yan. Meron na tayo ganyan. So, therefore, makukumpute na natin yung capacity, moment capacity ng ating beam. The moment capacity of the beam, so let's say this is Mn, or minsan ito ay tinatawag na nominal moment capacity. Kumbaga, ito yung talagang raw strength ng ating beam based on the strength of the concrete and then also the strain ng ating steel. So, ganun pa rin yung concept na kailangan natin alamin is yung ating couple at saka yung kanyang moment na makikreate. So, ito yung couple natin, compression and tension. So, ito yung pinaka-distance nila. So, ang tanong is, ilan ba yung distance between your compression and then tension? Sabi nga natin, compute your moment, ito ay, it's either C times D, or let's say, gawin natin distance Y na lang. Kasi yung D ay ginamit natin as effective depth. Ang effective depth natin, ito, effective depth D. So, pwede natin C times Y, or pwede na rin tension times Y. Ako, mas preferred ko yung concrete ang ginagamit sa compression side. Kasi mas madali siyang project compare sa steel. Especially kapag nag-progress na tayo with other type of beam, pagka mga irregular shape or pagka dubli. So, dahil talaga pagka ginagamit natin sa compression side. So, ngayon, ilan kaya yung distance ng Y? So, based from this, di ba, sabi natin, itong compression mo is located at the middle of this uniform load na 0.85 FC prime. So, nandito siya. So, therefore, so I located from the top na A over 2. So, this is A over 2. So, A over 2 yan. So, yung Y natin can be written as D minus A over 2. Right? So, therefore, yung nominal moment capacity ng beam natin is equivalent sa yung C natin is 0.85 FC prime AB. And then, times yung ating distance Y na D minus A over 2. Oh, eto na yung formula natin for the nominal moment capacity. According naman sa section 409.5, ito ay all about the design strength. So for each applicable load combination, yung design strength daw at all sections shall satisfy this formula. Pmn that is greater than or equal to mu. So, ibig sabihin, dapat yung magiging capacity ng ating beam sa moment ay greater than or equal dun sa mu. Ano ba yung mu? Mu is the designing moment. Kumbaga, ito yung actual or let's say factored, no? Factored moment. So, sabihin nito, ito yung actual na kine-carry ng ating beam. Pero naka-load combination siya. So, yung load combination will be discussed in separate discussion. So, muna ang i-discuss natin is about yung sa MU. Again, M is designing moment or yung factored moment. Then, of course, para masabi natin na safe, yung ating beam, dapat, hanggat maaari, equal, no? That is the minimum requirement. Equal yung PMN dun sa ating MU. Ano ba yung P? Yung P is, sabi dito, shall be determined in accordance with section 421.2. Then, yung ating analysis, kasi dalawang case. Una munang pag-uusapan natin ay games. So, dapat, Halimbawa, yung ating beam is carrying an axial load. So, dapat yung PU niya should be less than 0.1 FC prime kg. Pero kung malaki na yung PU natin, so i-consider na natin siya as columns. But for now, ito muna i-consider natin. Yung PU is less than 0.1 FC prime kg. Ito yung tinutukoy natin about sa section 41.2 para sa P o yung tinatawag nating strength reduction factor. So, under section 421.1 and then section 421.2.1, ang sabi dito, strength reduction factors P shall be in accordance with table 421.2.1 except as modified by section 421.2.2, 421.2.3, and 421.2.4. So under 421.2.2, ang sabi ay strength reduction factor for moment, axial force or combined moment and axial force shall be in accordance with table 421.2.2. So, ito siya, yung table tinutukod. Then yung isa naman, yung 421.2.2, ito naman. Okay? So, una muna, i-discuss natin isa-isa about sa action or yung structural element natin. Pagka yung ating member is experiencing moment, axial force, or combined moment or axial force, so yung ating reduction factor ay between 0.65 to 0.9. So ito ay may exemptions. So kapag pretension members, no, where strands are not fully developed, hindi natin pwede gamitin. Ngayon, yung pag-usapan natin is for moment lang muna. Kasi ang ating discussion is all about the singly reinforced concrete beam. So yung beam is commonly carrying a moment. Yung sa shear, torsion, bearing, at iba pa, ay later na natin siya. Focus lang muna tayo dito sa first part about sa moment. Sabi, section 421.2.2 ang gagamitin natin. So ito yung sabi ng 421.2.2, strength reduction factor, for moment axial force or combined moment and axial force. So dito, meron tayo ditong ET. If you remember, yung ET is the strain of your steel. So sabi daw yung ET, it should be less than or equal to ETY. Ano ba yung ETY dyan na tinutukol? So yung value ng ETY, sabi dito, no, for deformed reinforcement, yung ETY shall be computed using Fy over ds. So for grade 420, deformed reinforcement, it shall be permitted to take ETY equal to 0.002. So this is just parang additional lang itong second statement na we can assume that as long as yung ating steel is grade 420, pwedeng 0.002 na lang yung ETY. Pero most cases, we can compute yung ETY using the formula given above. So again, yung ETY is the strain of the steel at the yield strength Fy of the steel. Then yung ET naman, strain of the steel at a given stress Fs. Ngayon, alam na natin yung meaning ng ETY, then we can discuss this table to compute yung ating reduction factor phi. Sabi, pagka yung ET natin is less than or equal to ETY, so it's either 0.74 or 0.65. Depende dun sa ating transverse reinforcement. Yung spiral, ito ay common for columns. So, syempre, wala naman tayong spiral sa beam. So, others tayo. So, therefore, pagka yung ETY is less than or equal to yung ET is less than or equal to ETY, 0.65. Then, pagka yung ET natin is between ETY and 0.005, so ito yung gagamitin nating formula. 8.65 plus 0.25 ET minus ETY over 0.005 minus ETY. Then, pagka yung ET natin is greater than na. So, 0.005, automatically, yung ating reduction factor ay 0.9. Actually, pwede rin naman natin i-derive yung formula na to. So, paano siya din-derive? Sabi natin, yung reduction factor can be derived using this format, using interpolation. So, ganito, lalagyan mo lang muna dito ay ETY, and then ito yung strain ng ating steel, and then yung maximum strain kasi ay 0.005. Then, yung corresponding value ng ating ATY ay, pagka ATY daw, yung ating reduction factor, ito yung strain na, strain, yan dito na may reduction factor. So kapag nasa ATY tayo, yung gagamitin natin ay 0.65. Then, ito yung unknown reduction factor, and then ito naman ay 0.9. So, ito yung pwede natin gawin para makompute natin yung ating reduction factor kapag yung ating value ng ET is in between ETY or 0.005. So, using this interpolation, let's try to compute them. So, let's say this is reduction factor na unknown minus 0.65 divided by 0.9 minus 0.65. Then that is equivalent to ET minus ETY 0.005 minus ETY. Okay, so ganyan natin pwedeng computein yung ating reduction. So don't forget that yung ET natin can be computed using Fs over Es. Ito yung mga formula na pwede pa natin idagdag at computation. Then, since based from the design strength ng ating beam, so idagdag na rin natin to. Design strength, kanina yung discuss natin. So, dapat daw yung ating PMN should be greater than or equal to MU. Okay? So, yung MU natin, MU can be written as your ultimate moment capacity. Or minsan, yung iba ginagamit ay design strength. Ngayon naman, ay pag-usapan natin, paano natin kina-convert yung C into A or vice versa. Kasi nga, sabi nga natin, we are trying to parang to simplify yung ating stress diagram ng concrete into a rectangular shape. Nga, mahirap mag-analyze pagka ganyan. Varying masyado yung ating stress diagram. So, saan ba natin makikita yung conversion ng A to C? According to section 422.2, no, design assumption for concrete, na the equivalent rectangular concrete stress distribution in accordance to section 422.2.2.4.1 through 422.2.2.4.3 satisfy section 422.2.2.3. Madaling sabi, eto lang yon. Yung concrete stress of 0.85 FC prime shall be assumed uniformly distributed over an equivalent compression zone bounded by edges of the cross-section and aligned parallel to the neutral axis. Then it is located at distance A. Ito yung binabanggit kanina na ganito. Yan. A lang daw yung depth niya. A. With an equivalent of stress of 0.85 FC prime. And then, makakompute natin yung A by multiplying yung C natin, that is the depth of your neutral axis, by beta 1. So, paano ba natin kinocompute yung beta 1? So, yung values of beta 1, yung values of beta 1 shall be in accordance with table 422.2.2.4.3. So, ito yon. Ang table kung saan makompute natin yung beta 1. So, it is based from the value of FC prime. Pagka yung FC prime is between 17 to 28, so 0.85 yung beta natin. But if FC prime is between 28 to 55, so may formula tayong gagamitin, that is 0.85 minus 0.05 over 7 times FC prime minus 28. At greater than 55, automatically yung ating beta is 0.65. So to convert yung A, or to convert yung C into A, that is A equals to beta 1C. So this is another formula. So yung beta natin is based from FC prime. Okay, so I think we already have all of the discussion related dito sa ating singly reinforced concrete beam. I think we are now ready to take an example problem para alam natin paano ba kumpitin yung ating singly reinforced concrete beam pagdating sa moment capacity.